All right, guys, let's talk about our syllabus and class expectations a little bit. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible, but I do have just a few main points I need to make. So please take your time watching this. Just kind of take it in. We don't have a lot going on this first week, so I do hope that you'll take the time to watch this required viewing because I do want to make my expectations as clear as possible for you guys. Three things. Number one, communicate, communicate, communicate. I do this with all my classes. The better you communicate with me and the sooner you communicate with me, the better off you're going to be. I like to be as reasonable as possible and I like to be understanding. Stuff happens, things get in the way, life is a thing. I've got kids, I'm married, I have, a house, things break, things happen. I've got a full-time job, I've got other side work and freelance work outside of there's plenty of things, right? Always plenty of unexpected things that can happen. So communicate, communicate, communicate. If you don't hit me up until the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and say, well, I can get my assignment done. Guess what? I don't check messages usually on Saturday or Sunday. On rare occasion, maybe, but usually I don't. So I'm not going to see it. So here's the main thing about that. Sometimes I get students who are like, well, everybody saves their work for the weekend. And so they don't really have anything to say before the weekend. Look ahead at the assignments, look ahead at the module. I'm not saying you have to start it on Monday, but at least look over the module, see what's in it, see what's coming, get an idea. And if you have a concern, let me know. I know last minute things happen, unexpected things happen. So here's the deal for that stuff. Say Saturday comes along, you haven't done anything yet, and all of a sudden something explodes in your house and you're like, this is not going to happen. Okay. So do what you can for the assignment. Do some of the assignments involve hand drawings for this class. So it doesn't have to all be on the computer, or even if it's not, at least do a hand drawing, do something, right? Do something to show that you tried and gave effort. Send that to me, submit that for the assignment, and send a note explaining what happened. Okay. That's going to get you way better off in your grade than not sending me anything, sending me only the excuse of what happened, but nothing else. Just that happens all the time. And I can't say it clearly enough, guys. The better you communicate with me, the better off you're going to be and the more understanding I'll be with your grades. Okay. I like to be reasonable. And if stuff happens, I get it, but I got to see that you at least tried to get something done and I got to know what happens. Okay. I have students who don't send anything. Thursday the next week comes along and they still haven't said anything. And then when I tell them that they're going to get an F for the assignment, then they freak out. I'm like, guys, you didn't say anything. So you got to say stuff. Okay. I can't emphasize that enough, but I'll move on from this point. Number two, grading for this class. This is laid out in the syllabus, of course, but this is kind of the TLDR version of the syllabus. Okay. So grading. For this class, the grades are 80% assignment, 20% discussion. Discussion is pretty much, I treat it like a participation grade. I want to know your thoughts on things, and I like getting to know you guys and how you think as creatives, but it's also a way for me to make sure that we are engaging with the class and participating every week. So that's essentially what that is for. And then make sure in that too, you are replying to other people as well as posting. You can't just post your own response and that's it. You have to at least respond to somebody else's response. That is required to get full credit for the discussion each week. And of course, I do have that listed in the instructions for every discussion. The assignments are the majority of the grade. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing, right? I mean, we don't have any quizzes or tests or anything. We have assignments and drawing. Of course, in this class, it's all drawing assignments. We're going to be working mostly in Adobe Illustrator. This is an introductory course, so it's not necessarily that you have to be like the greatest artist ever. But we do have some hand drawings and we do have some digital drawings. And so it's expected that you have Illustrator and it's expected that you'll have some sort of a sketch pad and pencils and stuff like that. So, and all that's laid out in the module as well as the syllabus. And then the third thing is drawing is fun. I love this class. And I think that we have a lot of fun in this class. The final project especially is a blast and something that you can use publicly on profiles and stuff. So it should be cool. But the principles that we're learning can be tricky, okay? Because we're also learning some fundamental drawing principles in this class. And some of that can be kind of tricky to convey over video over online learnings. It would be a lot easier if I could have you guys just stand around me and watch me draw, but that's kind of hard to do. So if you have questions or get stuck on anything, please reach out to me. Please email me or message me in Canvas. I typically try to answer my messages within a day or two. I like to keep my email open while I'm doing my other full time work, but sometimes things fall through the cracks and I miss something. So if you do message me, I don't answer in a day or two, please feel free to bump me again and make sure that I see that. But I try to be pretty responsive and make sure people get what they need. I don't want you guys to stay stuck for too long. Of course, with Illustrator, you could always try to Google some YouTube videos if you get stuck with any tools. We will be doing a basic walkthrough of some of that. But there will be things like lighting, shadows. We'll get into color eventually. Module 2 will be doing perspective drawing. That gets a little complicated for some people. So just understanding that concept, I'm going to have some videos trying to explain it the best I can. We'll have YouTube videos that also explain it. So just try to do the best you can with what's there. And if you still are just not getting it, reach out to me. I'd be happy for you to meet me on my office hours or schedule a one-off for me to just kind of talk through with you what you're not understanding. I would rather everybody email me and schedule private appointments to understand what it is that we're trying to do in the class rather than just make it up out of thin air and not really get what we're learning. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. As I expect you guys to communicate with me, I want to be as thorough in communicating with you. And so if you ever feel lost or confused, and if you're not really understanding something, then please, please, please let me know. You are not bothering me. We definitely need to make that happen. So get that meeting together so we can talk through it. I want everyone to succeed, and I want you guys to do a good job. I look forward to seeing everybody's work, and I look forward to hearing more from you guys. So enjoy. Hope you have a good first week.